myfantasysportstalk.com.
Hey guys, something I forgot that we even neglected to talk about last week. We got so busy. We'll just talk about it real quickly. Here is the MVP race. We haven't mentioned it in a while, so our opinions may have changed. So NBA MVP race right now, who is it? Orlando, you were on Kawhi's side last time. A little bit of time has passed. You know, your Spurs grabbed the number 1 seed. They lost it. Doing good. Put the clamp down, the beat down, the molly-whopping on the Cavs last night. So who is your pick for MVP as of right now? We got about 2 weeks left in the season, if that.
Yeah, so it's coming up pretty fast. But as consistent as the Spurs have been from more than what I'm used to seeing it, in the month of March. Usually, the road trip, they're pretty rocky to begin with from all that traveling. But usually in March is when they really start to buckle down, and it's really inconsistent. But it looked pretty good last night, beating a good quality team. Cavs team who people still have going into the finals, even me myself. But who's to say that, even with the Celtics overtaking the Cavs for the number 1 spot in the East. But as far as the MVP race, I'm still going to stick with either Kawhi or James Harden. Russell Westbrook, I'm not discontinuing anything what he's doing. He's doing a lot, but you think of the triple triples or triple doubles stuff that he's doing. Even the year Oscar Robertson did all that, he didn't even win the league MVP that year. And ultimately, I think it comes to can the team just the winning. I think it was what it comes down to. I know he is the most valuable player, and the team needs him desperately. Without Westbrook, they'd be a mess. But I'm gonna say ultimately it's gonna come down to Harden and Kawhi, and I'm going to give a bit of a nod to Harden for what he's been able to do with the Rockets. A lot of time, the past few seasons, a lot of people are knocking him that he can't play defense. I think he buckled down. He's not the best defender, but he got pretty good as a defensive player overall. I think even in the Oklahoma days when he got traded to the Rockets, he wasn't viewed as one of those superstar players. It was always Westbrook and Durant, and he's proven that he already made his way to stardom, and not even let that distract him. He's been pretty good for the Rockets.
Well, I think he was the expendable piece out of those big three. I mean, you see who left town. You see who Oklahoma City put more stock in.
Yeah, I mean, he's already had 25 games this season already of at least 30 points. I know Westbrook's done that too easily. Curry's, Durant's, those guys could do that. But Harden, what they were able to do with the Rockets, and then getting rid of Dwight Howard, which he was poisoned to begin with. I'm going to give a bit of the nod to Harden, and Kawhi not too far. And I won't be surprised if Westbrook sees it, because I know he's going to have a lot of fans voting for him. But those are going to be my top 2 guys, Harden and Kawhi, at the moment.
All right, and before I go to Dan real quickly, I don't know if you guys saw this, but the NBA is trying something new this year. They're going to have an award show. So these awards are not going to be announced until after the NBA Finals takes place. They're going to have an award show on Monday night. June 26th, I believe, is the date. But they're going to do, a big award show, TNT, a presentation style. So that's when the awards will actually be handed out, I guess. Now, I guess they technically could make the announcement before, but they're going to do it, try to do it like awards show style. They're probably going to wait till then. But so much later, I think, before the even announcing is what I'm going to assume right now of the MVP after the finals, whereas we've seen in the past, like Steph Curry get the MVP award before tip-off of a playoff game. So a little bit different twist to what the NBA is doing this year. What do you think about that, Dan? And then who do you think will hold that trophy in the awards, the first annual NBA award show?
Yeah, I think it's pretty nifty. The award show get on the curve with, NFL, MLB does it, so NHL even does it, I believe. So, I mean, it's kind of just getting on curve with the rest of the sports leagues. I think it's hands down James Harden. He's going to win it. Not even a competition. I think he's going to blow away the votes. You compare the stats. No offense, Orlando. I like Kawhi, but I don't even think he's in the discussion. I think it comes down to Harden and Westbrook. But Westbrook, it's great that he's averaging a triple-double, but the wins are going to play a factor. And then when they play teams, that the higher-end teams, when you see him play a Golden State and completely have terrible games and just get washed out, and it's honestly rough to see, and it's not MVP caliber. So
let me ask you this real quick. I don't mean to cut you off, but I understand what you're saying about Kawhi. But if you're discontinuing that about Westbrook playing against some of those more, quality teams, you won't see that out of Kawhi compared to Westbrook. So, what would be the argument?
I don't think Kawhi has the numbers. I just don't think he has the numbers compared to Harden to match up. I mean, if you look at points, rebounds, assists, and those things, I just think it's better than Kawhi's. I don't even have them both in front of me, but I'm pretty sure he's beating him in close to all of those categories. So I just think it's his to lose, and I don't think there's enough time for him to lose it.
I mean, no. I mean, I could go on and on. I mean, but with Kawhi, I mean, you could look at his games against quality opponents, even against Westbrook. You look at his overall defense. 20, 25, 30-point games. You look at a lot of the fact there was like a coach lead the Spurs team was just Kawhi Leonard. You even mentioned a lot of times with the aging players like Ginobili, Parker, Marcus Aldridge, a little bit with the injuries of the heart scare, and I think he was able to answer that. You look at Westbrook against the Cavs, or Golden State Warriors, even the Rockets or Clippers. He's gonna have some trouble compared to a team like the Timberwolves or the Suns. Whereas Kawhi, you won't really see that. You'll see some of those other players try to stay away from him. You saw the way LeBron was last night. You'll see how much trouble he could give Steph, how much trouble he could give Durant. And, that'll be my argument compared to Westbrook. Harden, I'm not discontinuing. I'm sure Harden's numbers are, his numbers are a bit better than Kawhi's. But I would definitely put Kawhi number 2 over Westbrook when it comes down to that.
Yeah, I would take Kawhi over Westbrook myself. I don't think the voters are going to do that. I think the voters are going to see the Westbrook average a triple double, and he's going to get votes just based on that, based on the volume and the types of numbers that are even better than Harden's that he's going to put up. But I don't see anybody beating the beard. He has it already. You can give it to him. You can have the award ceremony tomorrow night.
Okay, well, I mean, Can I get a word here? Can I jump in? Because I'm going Russell Westbrook. You guys are crazy. I don't understand where this thing comes from. Well, Houston is winning games. Houston has won 9 more games than Oklahoma City, okay? And Oklahoma City lost their top star months before the season started, if you really want to be frank about it. They don't have Mike D'Antoni, who has made a huge difference in Houston. It ain't all James Harden. James Harden was on that team last year that sucked, okay? Mike D'Antoni is the difference maker there.
Coaches don't win MVPs, though.
Yeah, but James Harden is a better player than he was last season as well.
He didn't turn a corner like that. James Harden was on that same team with the same leadership, same defensive skills, same athletic ability and scoring ability last year, and they weren't no damn good, okay? Now they're the 3 seed. They propelled. They've taken advantage of a struggling West. Some of the teams in the West have really struggled. I mean, hell, the Utah Jazz are the 4 seed, okay? So 9 more games is what we're talking about here, and Russell Westbrook does not have the help. He has a stigma of being a selfish player, which he is not. He is averaging a triple freaking double, folks. Hadn't been done in 55 years, and it's a meaningful triple double. He is the only reason his team is in the 6th spot in the playoffs right now in the West. The only reason he is carrying that team on his shoulders. 3 more points per game than James Harden and 3 more rebounds per game than James Harden. Okay? The numbers don't quite stack up. It ain't just tit for tat, okay, with James Harden and Russell Westbrook. Kawhi ain't got a chance, okay? You have to take in the whole aura of the situation of what happened to Russell Westbrook with KD leaving, joining the enemy, which just a couple of months before they were this close to knocking off. KD decides, well, I'm going to join the enemy and win me a championship and leave Russell Westbrook like, what the hell? Okay, I'll sign on the dotted line and commit myself to Oklahoma City and watch what I do. And he's doing the best he can. To me, it's hands down, no question. Russell Westbrook, are you guys crazy? 55 years.
Do you actually think he's going to win do you think he's actually going to win the award? Like, get voted, not what you want.
I don't think you can give it to anybody but him. I mean, I don't understand where this argument is coming from. 9 more games, folks. The Houston Rockets are 9 more games better than Oklahoma City.
Almost 10% of the season.
But look at what's happened to the teams here. And this dude is doing something that hadn't been done in 55 years.
Yeah, okay. But it goes back to what we said. Even against some of the quality teams, you won't see that all the time.
He's terrible. He's terrible against good teams.
Night in, night out, he's putting up a triple-double. Okay, you may see 18
part of those doubles some nights are turnovers.
No, I'm not counting that, okay? He has missed shots, he has some turnovers, but look at the team. Stack up the team. James Harden has the reigning three-point champion on his team. He has a plethora of big men down low with Montrezl Harrell, Nene, and Clint Capella. Like I said, don't discount what Mike D'Antoni has brought to this team. James Harden was the same dude he was last year, and they weren't any good.
I think D'Antoni transformed Harden into that MVP. Put him in his style of play, and then his game transformed to that MVP.
Harden not in the MVP conversation last year?
Not in my eyes, he wasn't.
Well, he was, though. He really was.
Didn't have the wins.
You can't.
Just like Russell Westbrook's not going to have the wins. I mean,
I
would love. Listen, James Harden's going to win the award. You're going to have to start to accept it.
9 more wins in Oklahoma City. Are you kidding me? That really ain't even that good.
It's going to be won by him.
Houston is in the 3 seed, but this gap is incredible. Okay, have you looked at this? There's 1 and 2, then there's everybody else. Okay, so don't act like Houston is just killing it with a 3 seed.
In my eyes, Houston right now is going to
8 games out of first. Okay, they're 8 games out of first. So they're not killing it. What I'm telling you is 9 more wins than Oklahoma City and Russell Westbrook was averaging a triple freaking double, something that hadn't been done in 55 years.
I just don't think it's good. Like when the votes get brought out, I don't think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a wide margin. Like wide.
Okay.
Not a consensus like Steph Curry had last year, but it's going to be pretty big. And then I'm gonna forget Oshkosh, Wisconsin, and I'm gonna remember this point, and we're gonna talk about it in future shows. Yeah, Kenosha, Oshkosh, it's the same thing.
So disrespectful.
So we'll bring up this video again.
Just like last season, wasn't it Westbrook who was crying about Steph Curry when Steph Curry won it, saying that he didn't deserve it, but the fans were going to vote for him regardless? That's how I see it. I think it kind of flip-flopped towards him. I don't think Westbrook should win it. I mean, what he's doing is amazing, but I would definitely give it to Kawhi or Harden. But I think the fans are going to vote in favor of Westbrook.
I don't know. Dan is telling me my stats and records don't mean anything, so
it don't mean a thing.
Okay, so that's it. That's our conversation about what's going on in the NBA. For the full podcast, check us out on myfantasysportstalk.com, YouTube, iTunes, and SoundCloud.